Hello Leo and welcome to my channel. My name is Colette. My channel is Inspiring Life Changes, and this reading today is for you Leo's Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Leo. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out for yourselves. You may know where your sun sign is. You may not know which degree your sun is at, so you may want to actually find out more about it. Astrology is a great way of learning more about your own story as well, and what's happening in the sky at this time, Leo, as compared to what is taking place in your own personal life as well. Also, if you do know where your moon and your Venus and your rising are, you can also check out the corresponding readings that go with those signs, and that's not just for my channel, that also helps you if you check out other people's tarot channels as well. Then you can also do the same with their readings as well, and it gives you a bigger picture and it kind of gives you more of an in-depth look as well. So it's worth finding out for yourselves. It's very easy, you just need your time of birth and your date of birth and the place that you were born. So Leo, and also I will say Leo cross watchers as well, because I often forget to mention Leo or cross watchers in general, not just Leo cross watchers, but all of you cross watchers. You may also want to check out your own astrology as well, because that may also help you to understand your own personal story on a deeper level too. Also be aware that as I go through the reading, it may resonate with you on a more personal level, and it may become apparent to you somehow that this is more your own story than it is the story for the person that you are actually watching. So if that's the case, just take it as it resonates, and if it doesn't make any sense to you, then just find the other signs, as I was saying, and you may find that your story is more connected with you in one of those other signs. So we are starting the reading off with a spirit animal oracle card for you here, Leo, and you have the transformational energy of the butterfly spirit, and it's saying transformation is beautiful. But Leo, you are a fixed sign, and being a fixed sign, you are not going to take change easily. You like things the way they are. You like to keep things as normal, shall we say, as you can, in the sense of you know how you like things to be. So there may be, because it's in reverse here, a really strong resistance to any change that is happening and occurring in your life at this time, whether that's on a personal level, whether that's on an outer level. Often when we change and transform on an inner personal level, it will then be reflected in our outer world as well. So often we may see the transformation taking place outside of ourselves, rather than recognizing that it's something that's coming from within, and it's that we resist, and then we end up getting kind of stuck in that change. It can be something, it's a bit like going through a birth in some ways, but when you're already born and you're already here and you're already experiencing life, it's like you don't really recognize that that's what's taking place. So that can limit our understanding of what is happening, and in that sense we can block that energy that is actually going to help us to transform, to evolve, because that's really what this is about. If you think of the caterpillar and the pupae stage as well, I often talk about this in the sense of transformation, that the butterfly may not even remember that it was once a caterpillar, and that it once went through this incredible alchemical change deep within, and it's come out totally transformed as this beautiful creature that started off life as something that was small and wriggly and, you know, not as inspiring in a way. Butterflies tend to have this habit of inspiring people's awe when they see them kind of fluttering around, whereas caterpillars don't really have that same effect. So it's kind of saying, you know, that if you allow this transformation to take place, if you allow yourself to go through that process, what is coming through here and what will be on the other side of this is going to be something much more like you're growing into this. It's like this is what you should be going through at this time. And on the other side, as I was saying, will be something that is much more for your benefit in the long run. So Leos, you need to allow this process to take place. You need to allow yourself to go with that change, that flow of whatever it is in your life. Like I was saying, it could be a physical change that you're seeing outside in the actual environment around you, or it could be something that is happening. Well, it will be something that's happening deep within you, because the two are always connected. So you're starting your reading off today, Leo, with the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, a very grounded, earthy, stable, loyal energy, steadfast energy, an energy of knowing what he wants, takes his time, is very, very cautious about making sure everything is set in place. Again, it's a fixed energy. The earth energy, very fixed. And it is the signs of, as I was saying, Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo being earth energy. It could be that you are actually dealing with somebody who has this energy, and you personally may find it quite difficult to deal with, because being a Leo, being a fire sign, you're quite dynamic, you want to get things done quickly, you want to achieve things fast. You don't necessarily want to, because one of the qualities of this knight as well is that he will do things just for the sake of doing them, because they need to be done, rather than the glory or the kind of praise that comes from that, which is much more a Leo kind of thing. You know, Leos like to be in the spotlight. They want to be recognized for who they are and what they do. Whereas the Knight of Pentacles isn't really interested in any of that. He's not out there for the fame or the fortune. The Knight of Pentacles is much more solid. He's much more like one step in front of the next. It always reminds me of the tortoise and the hare in many ways, and how the hare kind of boasted about how he was going to win the race, but eventually it was actually the Knight of Pentacles, or the tortoise energy, that crossed the line. And that's really what the Knight of Pentacles is about. It's about allowing yourself to appreciate that not everything has to be done hurriedly. Not everything has to be rushed through, because he does cross all his T's, he dots all his I's, he's very persistent, he's very, he doesn't give up easily. And this may be an energy that you yourself are having to call on at this time as well, with this butterfly energy here, this kind of not wanting to go through this transformation and this change. Or maybe you are feeling very stubborn about it, Leos. There may be some of you are very kind of, right, this is it, I'm stuck here, this is how it's going to stay, this is how it's going to be. But it's not in reverse, so I'd feel more that way if it was in reverse than I do with it being upright. When it's upright, I feel it's much more about the positive qualities that this Knight has. And this is a general read, so it can be about anything that's happening in your life at this time. It can be to do with a business, it can be to do with work situation, it can be to do with people around you, friends, family, even somebody you're in a relationship with. Because it's a general read, anything can kind of come through really. And you do have this Knight, not this Knight, I don't know why I said Knight, 9 of Cups as your challenge here. So it may also be that you're holding yourself back here or stopping yourself. But again, it doesn't feel like that's the energy of this Knight. It's not how it's coming through for me today. It's coming through with this sense of slowly working towards what it is that you're wanting. Slowly, step by step. Trying to create this wish fulfillment, this happiness, this dream, this contentment, because that's really what the 9 of Cups is about. It can also be about reunion as well, something coming together that you've been working on for a long time. And that may also be how you're feeling about this energy here as well. Maybe it's been taking a long time, it's been a long, slow process to get to this place of transformation and change in your life. And maybe you're feeling that it's never going to happen. You also do have at this time Mars, the warrior energy, trining all your energy in Leo as well. But Mars at this time is retrograde. He's about to turn direct very soon, station and turn direct, but not quite yet. I think it's about the 12th of November, so a couple of days time, not long before the new moon. I believe Mars will actually station direct and possibly even turn direct on the day of the full moon. Don't quote me on that though, but I know it's around that period of time. So that could also be affecting this energy of change, of transformation as well, because Mars has been retrograde for quite a long time now, and Mars has been slowing down, getting ready to station. So everything seems to be going really slowly at this time in our lives, and that's not just for the fire signs, that's for everybody in general, but the fire signs are going to be the most affected by it. But because it's trining your energy, it is actually also very supportive energy. And you may find that when Mars does station and turns direct, that things are going to start shifting and moving forward a lot quicker than they have been for this period of time. And Mars, when he actually leaves Aries in, I think it's January, late December, January that Mars leaves Aries, it will have been about 6 months by the time Mars comes out of that of his own home sign as well. So a lot of things are going to shift and change. At the moment it's about coming up for 15 degrees, so he's halfway through his own home sign. So he's got halfway to go back across that again as well. So he's going to go and reactivate all that energy that he's already been over twice. This will be the third and the last time, Leo, that he's going to go over that energy. And in doing so, he is going to speed things up. He's going to get things moving forward. So if you are feeling in this place of stuckness and that nothing's changing in your life at this time, or that everything's just taking a long time to get anything achieved, then that's probably got a lot to do with it. In your head and what you're aware of at this time, we find the 4 of Cups and the Queen of Wands, which is your energy here in reverse. So I'm going to say that this is you feeling kind of defeated at this time, feeling as though your energy is depleted, feeling as though you're not fired up. You have the Four of Cups here as well. So it's a feeling of frustration, disappointment, sorrow, difficulty. When the Four of Cups is in reverse, it kind of brings up all that adverse energy of feeling of loss, of not being able to act on something. These Three Cups are standing, and if you look, he's being offered something here, this ace, or sorry, this cup here, which for me kind of represents an Ace of Cups. It represents this kind of potential to build something again with that energy. So it could also be something to do with something going back to something, returning to something. But because it's in reverse, it does feel as though there is this frustration. As I was saying, nothing seems to be going your way or moving forward. You're not seeing any change. You're not seeing this transformation that you're really wanting at this time to happen and take place, happening for you. So overall, it just feels like this frustrating energy that you aren't able to put yourself into a situation fully at this time, Leo. And the energy that you have coming away, what you've been working with, but what's moving away from you here, is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I will also say as well very quickly that the Queen of Wands also represents the Aries energy, Leo and Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with any of those fire signs as well. And we do also have the Sun that has come out with this card here. And the Sun is upright. Again, I'm feeling this kind of sense of frustration with this Queen in reverse as well. It's like you've got two Queens here. And the Queens are more of a passive energy, more of a receptive energy, more of a kind of the nurturing side, the caring side. And again, in reverse, it just feels as though this combination is like saying that you want to do something, like, because the Pentacles does connect with the environment again, and you have this Knight here as well. So there's a strong indication here for me that it's something connected with your physical environment, your value, your finances, your all the stuff that you need to keep you satisfied on a physical level, the things that feed you, nourish you, bring you satisfaction. The Pentacles, the Queen energy, or the Earth energy as well. Again, this represents the Earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. But Pentacles is also about our value as well, how we value something, why we value something. So you might have gone through a period of time here, Leo, of kind of questioning, re-evaluating, having to take stock of something to do with your finances or to do with work. It could be work related. But it does feel like another kind of stuck energy, that something isn't moving the way you want it to. But with the Sun card coming out after this, it does say to me that there is going to be this kind of light bulb moment of awareness, of understanding, of seeing something clearly, of seeing why you have been stuck in this place for so long. Or the energies are going to shift, because it does literally show the zodiac signs here and the planets here circling around the sun. And as I was saying, Mars, this Mars energy is going to start moving, and when it does, it will be quite reactive, quite forceful, quite fast. It's going to go from something that's been quite slow and kind of feeling like we're walking or moving through treacle at times, into suddenly kind of racing ahead of ourselves and having to maybe kind of remind ourselves to slow down a bit. But there is going to be clarity here, and there is going to be a lot more, just feels like understanding, a bit like having stumbled around in the dark for quite some time, Leo, and then you all of a sudden kind of, you know, you've been stumbling around in the dark, kind of bashing yourself off the furniture that's in the room, so to speak, and you've kind of been looking for the door to get out of the room, and all of a sudden you find a light switch which you didn't know was on the wall, and you kind of find it by chance in a way, and in doing so it's kind of like you suddenly light up the whole room and you can see everything really clearly. You can see your path, you can see where you need to walk without bashing into everything, without kind of feeling that you are being like made to hold yourself back, hesitant, walking in with these kind of slow, hesitant steps is how it's coming through. And underneath in your subconscious, we have yet another pentacle. So this really does seem to be about a situation to do with finances, value, your environment in general. And the 4 here in your subconscious is saying, because this is the root energy, this is where the rest of the energy that you're in at this time is kind of coming from. You may not be aware of this energy. It is a more hidden, deeper, subconscious, emotional energy. And the 4 of Cups is saying that you are very stubbornly, which was a word I was going to use earlier with these 2, but I didn't. I refrained from using them at that time. But there's a feeling of stubbornness here. There's a feeling that you're holding on to something, this fixed energy, this kind of possibly even wanting something to go the way that you want it, and if it's not going that way, then you're not allowing that energy to flow. You're not allowing that transformation to take place, because there is something, if you see here, he's holding on to these pentacles really tightly, but in doing so he's actually not allowing anything else to come into his life. He, she, I'm saying he because it is in the card, but it's not gender based. But there is this resistance, there is this holding on really tightly to what you know, to how you want things to be. But like I was saying, that is all he can accumulate. He can't hold any more than that. His arms are full. He has no space for anything else. So he's actually limiting his progress, he's limiting his growth. And the Pentacles is also about growth as well. That's another quality of the Pentacle energy here as well. He's growing. Adding to something. And when it's in reverse, it's kind of not adding to anything. It's kind of either taking away from something, or it's staying in the same energy, which is what this card implies here. Staying stuck in the same place. And it's kind of by choice here as well, because it's up the right way. It's almost like you know that you're doing this, Leo, but at the same time you're not prepared to change it or to let go of something here. But the card that we have moving in for you and the energy that is coming into play is the Two of Swords. Again, reversed. And when it's in reverse, it's kind of saying to me that there has been a lot, or there is going to be a lot of thought. And it kind of, I feel as though it's connected with this energy here anyway. In the sense that, what am I getting here? It's like you've got to make a decision, or a decision is going to be made here for you. Because you're staying so stuck, it's like you're stopping this transformational energy, which is where you're meant to be. This is where you're supposed to be focused. This is what you're supposed to be allowing into your life, so to speak, at this time. Is this process of transformation. But this card here is kind of saying that that's not what's happening. So, the mind, which is what the sword energy is here, is saying you have to reach a conclusion here. You have to reach a point of decision, of release, of, it feels like, you know, once you make that decision, once something is decided, then you can release this energy. You can release this, and then you'll be able to go through this. Because they look quite similar in the sense as well. I don't know why, but if you turn them up that way, it looks like this energy. Again, if I was to turn them both up the right way as well, they would kind of symbolically represent that same energy there as well. Somehow it's coming through for me. But that's the release. See all those little butterflies there that are kind of coming out of this point of the crown here. So I think I was trying to get to about this point, that there needs to be a point reached. It's like you need to suddenly kind of realize something, or you will suddenly realize something. You will kind of maybe even understand on a deeper level that it's not, that this energy isn't helping, but this is the energy that's keeping you stuck and stopping you from being able to move forward, make a decision, change the energy. But it does feel like a need for a release somehow, that something needs to be released here. So let's see what the confirmation cards would like to say for you. So some confirmation please for Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Leo. Before I forget as well, Leo, cusp energy is when you are at the 0 degree point of Leo, coming out of the Gemini energy and moving into the Leo energy. So you're kind of still connected with that Gemini energy in a way. So if you want to check out the Gemini reading that I have put out already as well, that may give you more insight and understanding of what's happening and resonate with you as well. Or you're going to be the other end of Leo and you're going to be at the 29 degrees moving into the Virgo energy. So you may also feel a pull more towards that kind of energy within your natal makeup as well. So you may also want to check out the Virgo energy when I put that out too. So we have the Four of Cups come out in reverse again. We already saw the Four of Cups earlier, so we have it twice. Again, that feeling of in reverse again as well. So it's that feeling of sadness, sorrow, emptiness. It can be a energy of feeling that doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't satisfy, it doesn't make you feel any better, it just keeps bringing you down. It may give you some satisfaction for a while. I tend to see this card a bit like the shopaholic, who kind of goes out and feeds their addiction in a way to fill that emptiness, that hole within themselves, and then they get home, they kind of try on whatever it was that they bought and they put it in the wardrobe and it just kind of hangs there, and they may never wear it again. But for that moment it gave them some happiness, it kind of gave them something to fill that gap. But it's not real happiness, it's not true happiness, it's just a sense of filling a gap for a brief moment. So there could be quite a strong energy of that at play here as well. You've got this like 4 down here as well, so there is this kind of quite stubborn fixed energy, because 4s are a square, literally square energy. And a 4 in astrology, the square energy, is a challenging energy. It's a hard energy, harsh energy, difficult energy to cope with or deal with, live through. So the 4s are always challenging. But you do also have the Sun, and the Sun did come out upright again as well. So it is kind of saying, again, this is Leo energy, this is your energy. Kind of saying to me that you are going to come into a time for you to shine. You've got the Sun come out twice here. So whatever the situation is that you are in at this time, Leo, it does appear as though something is going to change and shift and bring in this sense of how can I put it, this sense of it all being worthwhile. I'm seeing these sunflowers down here as well. It's like almost like all of this adversity at this time that you're having to go through is going to be worth the wait, and the growth that is going to come from this, because these are sunflowers, and of course sunflowers always kind of follow the sun as well. So there is this kind of sense that you are going to break through. It's like a breakthrough moment is kind of how it's coming through for me here. I was saying earlier, a bit like, you know, stumbling around in the dark and suddenly realising you've got a light switch and everything's illuminated. It's a breakthrough moment, that realisation. I'm not saying that's literally what's going to happen, but that's kind of symbolically how I kind of tend to imagine this situation, or how I'm seeing this situation here. And of course it is over these two here. It's come out over the Knight of Pentacles and your dream, your wish, your fulfillment, your challenge here to reach this place of happiness and success. But it is difficult. It's not easy, but it is going to be successful. Because when the Sun comes out twice in the reading, it's like guaranteed success is on its way. Possibly just not how you envisage it or how you would like it to be, which is also possibly this Four of Pentacles energy down here that I was talking about as well. If you're really wanting to keep the status quo the way it is and hold on to things as they are. another Leo energy here as well, the Strength card in reverse. Over the top of this Four of Cups and this Queen of Wands, who is also in reverse. Again, wrong way round. Don't like looking at them the wrong way around. It bugs me. Okay, so so Strength in reverse is saying that you are feeling lack of fire, lack of passion, lack of energy, lack of drive, lack of, it's just like drained is how it's feeling, like loss, like what's the point? Very un-Leo like energy in many ways. It's kind of, you're feeling this real sense of like I was saying earlier, that, you know, nothing ever seems to work out right. And no matter how much you put into it, it's just not going the way you want it to. Or at least that's how you're perceiving it. That's what how you're reading it at this time in your own head. The Strength card, when it's in reverse, can also imply that at this time it may be better to, because you've also got these two female energies in reverse as well. So it could be saying, you know, that you need to come to terms with this feminine energy within you as well, particularly if you're very kind of masculine driven, much more kind of doing and active and dynamic, and maybe just realize that sometimes you have to be a bit more passive and gentle and give things more time. Nurture something rather than trying to force something here. Leo. So let's see why the Queen of Pentacles and the Sun energy is here. We have the Six of Swords come out here. Let me get these around the right way before I show you them. Makes me happier. The Six of Swords is saying that things have been difficult, but you are moving away from that difficulty. You're moving out of that turbulent mind energy, that energy of feeling as though a lot of unrest, a lot of like a lack of peace, of not feeling tranquil about things, not feeling, I just kind of keep getting like this lack of peace of mind, solace, just this general feeling of not being able to settle. With the Six of Swords, it's implying that you're moving forward though. You're moving away out of that situation. That you're taking yourself out by choice. Because the because the swords are up the right way as well. And this could have something to do with this energy of kind of illumination here as well. Of seeing something a lot clearer and deciding that you're no longer going to keep putting your energy and your time into something that's maybe not helping you to grow here, that's working possibly against you, or you feel as though it's working against you as well with this energy here, kind of just feeling depleted. Six of Swords is basically saying it is time to mentally move on as well, like get out of that situation in your head. Stop going over the same thing time and time again, because that's what's causing all the turmoil. It's also what's causing the same scenarios to keep repeating here as well. But there is clarity. There is clarity coming. And that's also possibly what the Four of Cups energy is saying here as well, both in reverse. It's saying, you know, you just keep repeating that same pattern. It's like it gets to a certain point and then it kind of all falls apart. And it doesn't go beyond that point, Leo. So you just keep reliving the same part of a relationship, or up to a certain point of a relationship, and then, like I say, it just all falls apart. And that doesn't necessarily have to just be a relationship either. That can kind of cross over into a family situation or friendship situation. And we have the Queen of Pentacles again in reverse here. At the bottom here in the subconscious energy. So maybe you are feeling undervalued here, Leo. Maybe this is what this is about as well. You are feeling undervalued, or you are undervaluing something in your environment, something that you're taking for granted, something that you haven't necessarily wanted to include in this scenario. Because you're leaving something behind here with this Six of Swords. But it's come out over the top with this Four of Pentacles as well. So again, it's kind of saying to me, you are stubbornly holding on to something here. Determined. In your environment, in your how's it coming through? It's coming through again. It's like this situation of not it does feel, because you got three where are we? I'll put her in the middle. Three of these kind of feminine energy cards here, all in reverse. So it could be something to do with denying this feminine energy as well, because we also have this energy, like I was saying, in reverse as well. And one of the important things of this card here is the fact that she is able to tame this beast, the lion, which also represents our inner strength, our inner drive, passion. Can also represent our inner like our anger, our outer, the way that we deal with the situation. Like there you can see the lion is kind of roaring. She's kind of forcing his mouth open in that situation, or she may be trying to stop him from roaring, particularly when it's in reverse as well. But there is a connection here with the masculine and the feminine energy. Like this being much more, as I was saying, outward going, much more dynamic, much more in your face type of energy in many ways, whereas this is much more the kind of more gentle. Again, it doesn't have to be just a man or a woman that I'm talking about here, because many women have this kind of strong urge to protect or fight, or you know, stand up for themselves. And many men have this much more passive kind of standoff away from aggression. So it's not necessarily a masculine feminine thing in that sense. It's just that it kind of represents those energies. And there seems to be something about this feminine energy, Leo, in your life at this time. That is very strongly in this kind of negative, like it feels like it's not working for you, or you feel as though it's not working for you. Maybe you've got lots of females in your life at this time, Leo. For some of you, it could represent that there's a lot of women in your life who are all kind of trying to get you to do something that maybe you don't want to do. Just feels like this strong sense of having to come to terms with something. Something that you're not wanting to acknowledge, but something at the same time, yeah, it's like there's something that you're holding on to really tightly that you need to let go and release, and at the same time there's something that you're not acknowledging here that needs to be allowed to enter your life. Maybe we've got another flying card. Sorry about this, I'm not quite sure where that one went. It's gone all the way under the table. 2 seconds. I don't think I've ever had a card go that far before. So we have the Justice card in reverse, which is saying to me over the top of this 2 of Swords energy here that there certainly is imbalance here. Something, a decision needs to be made, and it may be that you're not ready or willing or capable or able to make that decision. And so in that case, it's like something is going to force your hand, force something to happen, where you're going to be it just feels like you're going to have to kind of make a decision, possibly quite quickly. Reach that point. That's how it's feels, like the universe stepping in a way and saying, come on, like, you know, this is important. This is something, this is, you know, you can't ignore this. You can't. And that's kind of what's coming through here, is something that's not being acknowledged, something that is being kind of ignored here. Justice energy can also be about kind of having to step outside of the situation and try and see it from a third party point of view as well, so that you're not emotionally caught up in it. And this is very much to do with a much more logical, both of these cards are very logical. They're both saying kind of come from a place of logic, understanding, being able to kind of see very clearly the point that you need to get to. Make that right decision for yourself here. And maybe that's what this is about as well, is making the right decision for yourself rather than making it for anybody else. But again, it feels as though there's this reluctance here where you're not wanting to possibly upset that status quo, and that's kind of what keeps coming through for me here. Is holding on to something really tightly here, Leo. Not wanting to upset the status quo. But these two sun cards, again, you know, coming back to these two sun cards, I mean, they're both kind of saying that things are going to change and shift and bring in this this happier future. But it may also be that you're not trusting your own trusting your own decision making. At this time, you may be feeling as though you can't make a decision because of knowing as well that whatever decision you make, there is going to be fallout from it. Somebody is going to suffer from that decision, and that's also kind of what this Justice card is saying here in reverse as well, is that a decision needs to be made and that there will be an outcome, even if it's not an outcome made by yourself here, even if it is the universe that has to step in because you're not wanting to be the one that is responsible for not just for making the decision, but being responsible for the long-term kind of outcome of this as well. That's what I think this is saying here, you know, the longer-term outcome. Because whatever decision is made is going to affect everything on a long-term, especially when justice is involved. And this could have something to do with law courts. This could have something to do with actually having to kind of, or being taken down that route yourself here, Leo. It could be that somebody is going to take you down that route that you may not want to go down here. Or you yourself, like I say, may decide that you can't make this decision. Because it is going to affect more than one person. It does feel as though there's quite a few possible energies here as well. All these queens are in reverse. In fact, all the feminine energy is in reverse on this board at this time. Even this Justice energy here as well, who for me kind of represents the Athene, Greek goddess Athene energy. And she also has that sword of clarity. So, Leo, let's see what the Moonology cards would like to say to you here. I mean, I think with two sun cards, you know, the success is guaranteed. The outcome is guaranteed in your favour, it feels like. But that doesn't mean that it's going to not be painful at the same time. Like bittersweet somehow. So what would the Moon Wisdom cards like to say to Leo here? Because the Justice card also does talk about the past creating our present, which then goes on to create our future, and how everything is connected here. And so the outcome in many ways has already been decided by the actions, because justice does talk about actions rather than anything else. The actions that we take at any given time decide our future energy. So we have luck is on your side, which I do feel here, Leo, because of these two sun cards. It does feel as though luck is going to be on your side. And this is the new moon in Sagittarius energy, which will be coming up next month. So it's not that far away. So maybe that's something to do with it. And again, a new moon is coming. So new moon, new beginnings. So possibly this new moon in Sagittarius is going to be the major transformation and transforming time for you. And it also has meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So that's 3 new moon cards that have come out for you here. Interesting. It's kind of saying to me that the new moon is playing a big part. And of course we've got a new moon coming up very soon as well in Scorpio on the 15th in the UK, 14th I do believe in other parts of the world. So lastly, I'm going to pull you a Namaste blessing card. So I think the new moon is something to watch out for, Leo, at this time. I've never had 3 new moon cards all come out together. New moon, new start, new beginning. Something's changing, shifting. But it would be good to meditate and contemplate. Put some contemplation and thoughts. Stillness. Maybe that's also talking about that energy which I was saying here with this strength card as well, kind of holding back on something here rather than going full steam ahead, even when the Mars energy changes as well. Not to allow things to get too heated. And that could also be another thing with these 2 suns here as well. You know, you've got 2 suns in the sky. It's going to be hot. There's going to be a lot of heat. So maybe that's also another message to go with that as well. It is not to allow yourself to get overheated, literally. Like, don't allow that lion, that beast, to rule your diplomacy, maybe. So do the Namaste cards want to say anything at this time to Leo? Leo, Namaste cards for Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and cusp energy of Leo. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and cusp energy for Leo. I've been quite hesitant lately, these cards. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. And cusp energy for Leo. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and cusp energy for Leo. Okay. Oh, this is an old favourite. This has been out a few times. So it says a sea of blessings. And the universe is a projection from within you, and you are a projection of the universe. You are vast space, and yet you are spaceless. You are a divine ocean of love, a sea of blessings. You are the wind of change that flows through life. It also kind of reminds me of this energy here as well, this Pisces, very kind of vast, oceanic, subconscious realm, meditative, creative, kind of connected to everything, no disconnection, no space in between. Yeah, spaceless, vast space, very Piscean qualities. Divine ocean of love, a sea of blessings, and Pisces energy is also the higher octave of love as well, compassion. And it could also relate, again, coming back to this card as well, this change, the wind of change that flows through life. So going with that flow rather than trying to keep things the way that they are at this time. So Leo, I'm going to finish your reading there and say I really do hope that you have found something in it. Hope that it has helped you somehow, and that you have possibly learned something from it. And if you have, please could you thumbs it up for me as well, because that really does help get it out to the bigger, wider YouTube audience out there, which means that, you know, people can see my messages, see my videos, and also they get more likely to be recommended if the algorithms pick them up and take them out to other people's channels, and people are much more likely to come back and watch a recommended video. So that really, really helps me, Leo, as well. Also, thank you very much to those of you who have liked my videos and have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it, especially those who have added your name to my channel just recently. Thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate you being here. Also, to those of you who haven't subscribed yet, if you want to subscribe, there is a subscribe button on my channel. Just press that and it will take you to this notification, the little bell thing that comes up, and you can tap on that if you wish to receive any of my videos as and when they come out. You will get notifications of that. I do all the new moon and full moon videos, both the astrology and the tarot part as well. And I also do all the zodiac signs as well. And if there's any major astrological changes, I do try to do them too. So comments as well, thank you to those of you who have commented on my channel. I have managed to kind of find them. YouTube for some reason is not sending me notifications about when anybody is commenting, so that's a little bit tricky, but I'm kind of working my way around that. Also, for those of you who wish to leave a comment, please do. Those of you who wish to share my videos as well, if you think that they may be of any help to anybody. And also there is a playlist on my channel where you can go and check out the videos that I have done previously under all the different zodiac signs as well. If you click on your own sign, if you see anything that kind of resonates with you, a title that kind of jumps out at you, the messages are there for all time. It's not a dated thing, because messages can happen or be valuable at any time in anybody's life when they are experiencing a situation that may connect with what I have previously already put out there as well. So with all that being said, I am going to say thank you very much, Leo, for being here, for watching my videos, and please take really good care of yourselves, and please also take really good care of anybody around you at this time that you can. Hopefully I'll see you again soon.